kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you can get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
Hey, y'all. Some moron decided to put forth an amendment to pass an income tax because apparently Americans love getting teabagged by Uncle Sam. What the actual fuck? Who's the ass face that wants to crop dust every American just for fun?
Relax, y'all. It's just a small 3% tax on the super rich. I promise. No one else will ever pay an income tax.
Famous last words. Please queef into the microphone a little louder. Hey, shit for brains. Read a goddamn history book, and this is the whole reason we told the king to get lost.
So they're trying to pass an income tax?
Yeah. Apparently some moron thought Americans want Uncle Sam to stick his finger up their ass once a year.
Why April?
Well, studies show that's when you're less likely to take up arms and overthrow your government.
But it's just 3% on the super rich?
Dude, believe me, I've sniffed so much ass in my life that I know when it's bullshit.
Will anyone pay it?
Yes, because if you don't, the government will show up to your home with guns to arrest you.
It is freaky as hell what you can get away with AI now.
Fucking hilarious, though.
I mean, it is.
It's hilarious that at least they're using it to have fun.
Oh, I got
well,
my
some
camera
people
off on
are.
this one. Here we go.
Oh, hi, folks.
What is going on, everybody? How y'all tonight? We got Carolyn, Louis, Rick, and yeah, that's it on YouTube. We'll be pulling some over very soon. Third rail over here, Jennifer is sober. How y'all doing tonight?
Hi, Sean. It's nice to see you,
guys.
buddy.
How you doing? But yeah, Davey.
I was tired last night. That was a long day.
Dude, I was fucking worn out from the damn heat. Got the show done early because I came home early. Well, I wasn't really worn out from the heat. I mean, I didn't sweat much, so I can't really. No, it was just the fact that I did nothing.
Fuck
But
you.
I
was
I
at
turned
work
a
from
screwdriver one time yesterday.
I was at work from 5 in the morning till 6:30. Yeah, 6:30 at night. And it's a half hour each way, which I'm not complaining because it's not my used to commute. It was an hour and a half each way.
Right.
But still a half hour each way. So that means I have to wake up at 4 or like 3:30, 4 o'clock to be at work and ready for 5.
Well, see, I have, we've made sure that we put ourselves ahead of schedule now. So we're so slow, we're having to backtrack and just do whatever we can to make our day. Every single person that I work with has the same mentality as me. If I do nothing, it's going to be a long-ass day.
Yeah.
So I turned the screwdriver one time. The rest of the time, I was just sitting there talking with them and, giving them a direction on what to do and how to do it. Just to give them experiences doing it themselves,
No, Carolyn, that's Jennifer. Bijab Shakir is Jennifer.
Right.
And I forget what's Rick. What's Rick's on
The
there?
CSI referee.
That's it. CSI referee.
But yeah. Davey,
Huh?
have you been listening to this treason
I
talk
have
yet?
not been. Listen, I have not listened to a lot of stuff because, like I said, I've been working my dick and balls off all week. So yeah, I haven't really gotten a chance to send some stuff into the Telegram and whatnot. But no, I've heard little bits and pieces about the treason thing. I've heard, Democrats bitching and moaning that, how dare they charge Obama with treason? Yeah, the golden boy doesn't get charged with treason. Why? Because he's a golden boy. That you can put Trump up for 91 felony counts. But yeah, no, a ex-president doesn't deserve to go after. And they're going for treason. And some people say that treason you could get the death penalty for it.
Yeah.
We can't do that to Obama.
Wait. So let me get this straight.
Mm-hmm.
And where is that? It is this one. It is this one. Let me go to my screen real quick. Time for Justice. Liddy Savages on X here. Tulsi Gabbard is now threatening to press charges against President Obama for what she calls a coup and a treasonous conspiracy. 2 words. Presidential immunity. Distraction from the Epstein files. Release the Epstein files. I will admit, this could have actually been one of those like sneaky underhanded chess moves where you get your opponent to argue for you.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
this is fucking dumb. You're going to sit there and tell me that levying psychological warfare against the citizens of this country to change the outcome of an election to install whoever the fuck you want as president instead of whoever the fuck I vote for, and you think that's presidential immunity? What? So yeah, I wrote that. But this is what she's talking about here.
People who did not want to accept the will of the American people in electing Donald Trump in 2016 and therefore cooked up this treasonous conspiracy to, again, try to effectively, and they did effectively, launch a years-long coup against the sitting president of the United States.
Director Gabbard, I'm glad you used the word coup. I also, in some of your reports, the word treason has come up. We're seeing a lot of things coming to light these days, and it's very encouraging for Americans, especially this report, which so many of us knew this was a hoax. But this goes all the way to the top. I mean, this goes all the way to Barack Obama. Will we actually see someone as high up as Barack Obama take responsibility, be accountable, maybe face criminal charges? Is that a possibility here based on the documents that you've released?
Rachel, the seriousness of, again, the implications and the consequences of these actions that were taken demand accountability. The American people not only deserve the truth and accountability, when we look at the future of our country as a democratic republic and the American people's ability to have faith that when they go and cast a vote at the ballot box, that the will of the people will be respected by those in government, whether they be Democrats or Republicans. This is literally what is at stake here. So we are referring all of our documents to the Department of Justice for the purpose of accountability and action.
Louis is over there on Rumble now too.
No matter who they are, no matter how high up they are or how powerful they may be, no matter who the intelligence officials or professionals were who were a part of this treasonous conspiracy, there must be accountability. The truth must be shown to the American people in order to ensure that there is this faith and trust and integrity in our democratic republic for the sake of the future of our country.
Now, let me ask you a question, Davey.
Yeah.
When you give an oath, does that mean something? Is it supposed to mean something?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So why is it that you can go after one president for their oath to the country
While
but
screaming, hold on, while screaming, nobody is above the law.
Right.
While screaming, every single one of them, including Obama, has been screaming, nobody is above the law.
Not even a president.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're telling me that the sitting president's oath means nothing because he's a black man?
Well,
I mean, I know. But the sitting president's oath, he took an oath to this country for 8 fucking years. And then at the 8th fucking year, he decided to use psychological warfare to get Clinton elected. And I'm supposed to say, okay, that's fine because it's presidential acts. I mean, let's not forget the fucking 2012 NDAA that allowed propaganda into our fucking media. This motherfucker used psychological warfare against you over made up bullshit for you to install who he wanted to be president. Your sitting president did that. I'm sorry. Your oath to this country, your oath to me for every fucking president. Call it a seditious conspiracy if you want to, but that oath means something, and that oath is what makes it treason. I don't give a damn who it is. If Trump does it, yeah, it's treason too. No matter who the fucking president is. You use psychological warfare, my taxpayer dollars, to try to mind fuck me into choosing who you want to be the next president. And I guarantee you this is just the fucking start.
Well, I mean, do you remember this in 2016 when Harry Reid at the Democratic National Convention was telling everybody that they should give Trump fake information? In July 2016, Harry Reid, make sure you pop me up.
Yeah, you're up here.
Harry Reid publicly called to give Trump fake briefings. That's exactly what Obama did. Democrats will say anything and do anything to remain in power, and it isn't going to stop them until someone is arrested and charged.
And what I've suggested, if now, because he's the nominee for the party, and he's entitled to briefings from the CIA, for example, I said publicly, give him fake briefings. Pretend you're briefing him. Don't tell him anything that you don't want to get out.
But as a Republican nominee, isn't he entitled to get those briefings?
Give him fake briefings.
What does that even mean?
It means they'll tell him stuff. He won't know the difference.
You're basically telling the intelligence
What up,
community
Keith
to lie to
Staboni?
him.
No, you don't. I'm not going to lie to you, but I just don't have to tell you everything. Oh, I said publicly,
Give him fake briefings. Well, I'm not lying to you. I'm just not telling you everything. Like when Milley said there was, Milley left 2,500 troops. What was it, in Syria? And told Trump that everybody was pulled out. That all the troops were pulled out.
Yeah,
and he
there
lied
was
to
like
him.
2,500 left still there guarding poppy fields. Yes.
Yeah. And Trump kept saying, I pulled them all out. I pulled them all out. I pulled them all out. And then, nope. Treason. Treason.
Yeah, you are fucking with the lives of American soldiers for that shit. No.
Yeah. And you're lying to the fucking president. The commander in chief.
But let's not forget, he was also the same motherfucker that said he would call China if Trump ordered a strike. I mean, he would give them information about what that strike was, where it was going to happen. He would give them everything on that. Huh? This motherfucker said openly he would commit treason.
And he should, and at minimum, he should be court-martialed. The president of the United States is the highest ranking person in the military.
Yes.
And you're lying to the person above you?
Yes.
It's funny, we've been calling for treason for how long now? Just like we were saying civil war for how long now? And all of a sudden, conspiracy theorists, they want to,
I hate the fact that the conspiracy theory of Obama having a third fucking term sitting in fucking sweatpants in a basement is actually looking more true now.
Yep.
I hate the fact that that is a thing. But this came out. I listened to it last night, but I'll admit I was kind of drunk. I want to hear it again because it relates to this whole thing. She lays everything out perfectly. She takes questions. And there's a few times when you watch Tulsi's face, she looks at people like, I just really want to gut you right now.
That's why she'd be a great president. By the way, Keister Bunny says, "Hey fam, just got back from the hospital, had brain swelling and didn't think I'd make it. But I have too many snarky remarks to make to go out that easy." Well, we're glad you're here, Keister.
What did you have brain swelling for?
She used her head too much.
Are you saying she's running around playing fucking Mario? There ain't no goddamn way.
That former President Barack Obama and top aides in the Obama administration conspired to subvert President Trump's 2016 election victory and undermine the democratic will of the American people. While publicly pretending to engage in a peaceful transfer of power, in private, former President Obama went to great and nefarious lengths to try to sow discord among the public and sabotage
Carolyn,
his
I think that
successor,
exit is gone
President
a long
Trump.
time ago, ma'am.
The new evidence released by the Director of National Intelligence, who is here with me today, confirms that the Obama administration manufactured politicized intelligence, which was later used as the justification for baseless smears against President Trump in an effort to try to delegitimize his victory before he even took the oath of office. The truth is that President Trump never had anything to do with Russia, and the Russia collusion hoax was a massive fraud perpetuated on the American people from the very beginning. And the worst part of this is Obama knew that truth, and so did all of the other corrupt officials involved in this scam, including former CIA Director John Brennan.
We still have no idea what's causing it. I did verbally abuse an oxygen monitor, so they took it out of the room. That sounds like me.
Former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper, former FBI Director James Comey, former Deputy Director Andrew McCabe, and many others. Director of National Intelligence Gabbard's report further confirms what we already knew. There was no collusion.
Just like Jonah said, the only difference between a conspiracy theory is a conspiracy is physical evidence. Just like the only difference between sedition and treason is that oath to this country.
No corruption, except on the part of Barack Obama
Caroline,
and the weaponized intelligence agencies at the time. The Russia hoax was a blatant lie, all ginned up by Democrat political operatives that were signed off on by then President Obama and leaked to the news media to launch a years-long witch hunt against President Trump and his first administration. Allies of the president, including his own son, Donald Trump Jr., were disgustingly smeared as Russian assets, and some even had their lives destroyed because of this vicious lie. The president's first 2 years in office had this fake distraction hanging over it, and endless resources, time, and political capital were spent having to debunk these lies from the highest levels of our government. Now, nearly 10 years later, thanks to the declassification of documents by Director Gabbard, the truth has finally come to light. And this truth vindicates President Trump, his family, and his many allies and associates who were smeared with defamatory lies. President Trump was right from the beginning about all of this, and we are grateful that justice can be served. Now, we have even more damning evidence implicating those who tried to sabotage a duly elected president and did grave material harm to our republic.
Well, I'm glad you're alive,
Thanks to additional
Keister.
important work done by CIA Director Ratcliffe, Committee Chairman Rick Crawford over the past few months, a newly declassified 2020 report prepared by the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, which DNI Director Gabbard has declassified, found that the intel community did not have any direct information that Russian President Vladimir Putin wanted to help elect President Trump in 2016. And in fact, Russia was actively preparing for a Hillary Clinton victory.
Yes.
But at the
yes. These fucking documents, the only thing that has any tie to Russia wanting Trump to win was it would be the best move for them because they could have better talks. Because they knew full fucking well they were going to war if Clinton were to take presidency.
Oh, yeah.
We were going to be at war with Russia if Clinton were to win.
Yeah.
So their best bet was for Trump to fucking win. That was the only tie to their shit.
unusual direction of Barack Obama at the time, the intel community published implausible intelligence suggesting otherwise. Why? To sabotage the incoming president. This is truly one of the greatest political scandals in American history. And reporters at legacy outlets, some of which are sitting in this room today, like the New York Times and the Washington Post, were ridiculously awarded Pulitzer Prizes for their perpetuation of this hoax. It's well past time for those awards to be stripped from the journalists who receive them. It is not journalism to propagate
All right, I like Keister. She told the Monitor it was a snitch and its mom was a toaster. Oh, and it's made out of recycled stolen copper piping. Thank you, and love your faces, by the way.
political disinformation
I love that
in
shit.
service of the Democrat Party and those in the intelligence community who hand over out of context
Mom
and
took a
fake
toaster bath,
intelligence
too.
to push a false political narrative. I will now pass it over to the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, to speak more about all of this, and then we will open it up for questions afterwards. Tulsi, thank you for being here.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. At President Trump's direction and with the support and coordination with the House Intelligence Committee Chairman Rick Crawford, today we've released a declassified Oversight Majority Staff report that was produced in September of 2020. The stunning revelations that we are releasing today should be of concern to every American. This is not about Democrats or Republicans. This has to do with the integrity of our democratic republic and American voters having faith that the votes cast will count. There is irrefutable evidence that detail how President Obama and his national security team directed the creation of an intelligence community assessment that they knew was false. They knew it would promote this contrived narrative that Russia interfered in the 2016 election to help President Trump win, selling it to the American people as though it were true. It wasn't. The report that we released today shows in great detail how they carried this out. They manufactured findings from shoddy sources. They suppressed evidence and credible intelligence that disproved their false claims. They disobeyed traditional tradecraft intelligence community standards
Ken, how you doing?
and withheld the truth from the
I guess
American
it was a black
people.
toaster.
In doing so, they conspired to subvert the will of the American people who elected Donald Trump in that election in November of 2016. They worked with their partners in the media to promote this lie, ultimately to undermine the legitimacy of President Trump and launching what would be a years-long coup against him and his administration. We're here today because the American people deserve the truth, they deserve accountability, and they deserve justice. The records that we released on Friday that were ODNI records, Senator Chuck Grassley's release on Monday of what is known as the Clinton Annex, which was an appendix to the Department of Justice Office of Inspector General's 2018 report, as well as the House Intelligence Committee's majority oversight report that we're releasing today, all come back to and confirm the same report. There was a gross politicization and manipulation of intelligence by the Obama administration intended to delegitimize President Trump even before he was inaugurated, ultimately usurping the will of the American people. I'm going to go over the key findings from the House Intelligence report, which investigated the claims that were made by an intelligence community assessment ordered by President Obama and published in January of 2017. First, Putin's principal interests relating to the 2016 election were to undermine faith in the U.S. democratic process, not show any preference of a certain candidate. In fact, This report shows Putin held back from leaking compromising material on Hillary Clinton prior to the election, instead planning to release it after the election to weaken what Moscow viewed as an inevitable Clinton presidency. In the January 2017 intelligence community assessment that President Obama ordered, John Brennan, who was CIA director at the time, and the intelligence community intentionally suppressed intelligence that showed Putin was saving the most damaging material that he had in his possession about Hillary Clinton until after her potential and likely victory.
I guarantee you this is what's going to happen. If they do get Obama in front of a judge, I guarantee you the news is going to be like, if Obama says I plead the fifth, the news is going to be like, well, that's his right to plead the fifth. Meanwhile, when Trump was pleading the fifth, well, he must be guilty.
Right.
He's pleading the fifth. He must be guilty.
I mean, they do that for everybody.
And the news is going to be like, can you believe an ex-president? They're putting him up in front of a judge and jury? Yeah. That's what you motherfuckers were calling for years with Trump.
Right.
And it didn't even happen until after he announced he was running for president. Before he was running for president, you ain't had shit.
Right. And then all of a sudden, everything just came out of the woodworks, and all of these investigations that have been going on for years suddenly happened, including the leak of the indictment of Donald John Trump with, who the fuck was that? Was that Fani Willis's office? Somebody released it too damn early before the grand jury had even convened to say yes or no for.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a leak because of a Hunter Biden. No, it was the Devin Archer transcript had gone out. And then 2 hours later, right after that they had actually put out that the indictment of Donald Trump leaks, but a grand jury had never convened. They had to convene all the way up until like the wee fucking hours to say, yes, go ahead. But they had already leaked the indictment online. They said it was a mistake. It was out there for 15 minutes. People got a hold of the damn thing. So what I'm thinking, that it was a purposeful fucking leak for that.
Yeah.
But
anytime you put out something for a few minutes, you know the internet's going to fucking run wild with it. That's why, they fucking lie.
It was only up for like 15 or 20 minutes, though. Supposedly, from what they say, it was only up for like 15 or 20 minutes, but a lot of people got their hands on it, which means a lot of people knew that was going to fucking happen. There's no way in hell you're going to get like a notification on something like that immediately from some kind of, even a watch service is not going to do that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You may get a little bit of a lag time, but a watch service is not going to tell you this dropped right here, right now. Get it going. They had to know where to go, what to look for, things like that to grab that shit. And it was only up for like 15 or 20 minutes or so. I mean, that sounds suspicious as fuck.
Well, I mean, once again, somehow CNN knew the Mar-a-Lago raid was going to happen. They also knew when they would just happen to be sitting in the bushes at Roger Stone's house when he was raided. So we were just driving by at 4 a.m. We said, "Hey, there's Roger Stone's house. Let's just set up there and see, just in case anything happens." Oh my God! Look, the FBI is there with guns. The IRS is there, and FBI, and everybody's there with guns.
Right.
What could be going on?
And they were given the order to shoot to kill if anybody had resisted. Huh.
Yeah. Same thing with Trump.
The report goes into great detail about the information that Russia and Putin had on Hillary Clinton, which included possible criminal acts like secret meetings with multiple named U.S. religious organizations in which State Department officials offered, in exchange for supporting Secretary Clinton's campaign for the presidency, significant increases in financing from the State Department. They also had documents that showed the patronage of the State Department to State Department employees who would go and support Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign. There were high-level DNC emails that detailed evidence of Hillary's, quote, psycho-emotional problems, uncontrolled fits of anger, aggression, and cheerfulness, and that then Secretary Clinton was allegedly on a daily regimen of heavy tranquilizers.
I
Then
mean,
CIA
it
Director
would make
Brennan and the
sense.
intelligence community mischaracterized intelligence and relied on dubious substandard sources to create a contrived false narrative that Putin developed a quote-unquote clear preference for Trump. Brennan and the IC misled lawmakers by referencing the debunked Steele
Surprised I didn't put you in a
dossier
padded room
to assess
talking to an
quote-unquote
outfit.
Russia's plans and
Doesn't talk
intentions,
back.
falsely suggesting that this dossier had intelligence value when he knew that it was discredited. The intelligence community excluded significant intelligence and ignored or selectively quoted reliable intelligence that contradicted the intelligence community assessment's key findings on Putin's alleged support for Trump.
See, that's the biggest part that gets me about the whole goddamn thing. You literally ran with the exact opposite of what the fuck you were finding, knowing that this will never go out anywhere else. Nobody would ever fucking know. You were going to bury all that shit. And you ran with the exact opposite, but you never released what it actually had fucking said.
Including this intelligence reporting would have exposed the ICA's claim as implausible, if not ridiculous. The intelligence community assessment omitted reliably sourced information, such as how some Russian intelligence officials were quote-unquote planning for candidate Hillary Clinton's victory, while others assessed neither Trump nor Clinton would respect Russia's interests.
Dude, do you remember how they called him a Soviet fucking asset?
Yeah.
Which means he was in the fucking pocket of Russia since the goddamn 80s?
Yeah.
They called him a Soviet fucking asset. The same thing as they did with fucking Tulsi Gabbard. They actually called her a Russian asset, not a Soviet asset, but they called her a Russian fucking asset, a lieutenant goddamn colonel sitting in the military. And now, I love this. I love this, dude. I love this because she got hit with all that shit. And now she's coming back and saying, yeah, all that shit you were talking about with Russia, it's all bullshit. Am I a Russian agent now?
Yeah, but once again, here's the problem. It's sometimes it's a little too late.
Dude.
Because the retards already believe that she's a Russian asset.
It doesn't matter about that.
It
doesn't matter about that. I do not give a
But then
goddamn.
again, those retards vote. That's what I give a goddamn about.
I know.
Those retards are just sitting there going, I vote for the Democrat. I vote for the Democrat. Good boy. Here's a Snickers. Or hey, is that your ballot? Is that your mail-in ballot? Yeah. You know what? Give it to me. I'll fill it out for you. Just sign it and I'll fill it out for you. Don't worry about it. I'll take it to the post office for you.
Yeah. And meanwhile, those people are getting paid by people like Craig Calloway, who used Van Drew, who was active in 2020, even though none of the reportings will ever show Craig Calloway was active in 2020. The documents from that case actually do detail his involvement in the 2020 election. I swear to God, all this is connected.
Tony with the 10 subs. Thank you very much, Tony. Welcome in, Lauren
brother.
B, Angel Small, Jeremy, Michael Castillo, No Jobski, Boom Shakalaka, Mr. Trump Train, Cindy DeTore, Kevin G. Welcome to the Mullet Mob.
But what was it? Oh yeah, I was going on a rant about something stupid. Anyway, let's get back to this.
As was reflected in the DNI documents that we released on Friday, multiple intelligence community assessments released in the months leading up to the November 2016 election concluded that Russia had neither the intent nor capability to impact the outcome of the U.S. election. On December 5th of 2016, the FBI and ODNI gave the House Intelligence Committee its first post-election classified briefing, in which there was no mention of Putin aspiring to elect Trump by either agency.
Right.
The Presidential Daily Brief, drafted on December 8th of 2016, stated that no Russian or criminal actors impacted vote counts. This document was pulled just hours before it was to be published due to quote-unquote new guidance. If it had been published, it would have been briefed to both President Obama and President-elect Donald Trump. On December 9th, 2016, a National Security Council meeting was called to gather President Obama's senior national security officials, which included CIA Director Brennan, then Obama DNI James Clapper, Susan Rice, and others. Following that secret meeting, DNI Clapper's assistant sent an email to the intelligence community with the subject line, POTUS tasking on Russia election meddling, tasking ODNI leaders to create a new assessment per the president's request. The House Intelligence Committee Oversight Report that we released today reveals that, quote, unlike routine intelligence community analysis, the intelligence community assessment was a high-profile product ordered by the president, President Obama. It directed senior intelligence community agency heads and created an intelligence community assessment limited to just 5 analysts using one principal drafter. This is not something that occurs in the normal path of producing an intelligence community assessment that reflects the views across the intelligence community. The production of this intelligence community assessment was subject to unusual directives directly from the president and senior political appointees, especially the former director of the CIA, John Brennan. The House Intelligence Committee Oversight Report also shows how later that same day, on December 9th, Brennan ordered the publication of quote-unquote substandard reporting on Russian activities, which had previously been withheld from publication of prior assessments because the information was judged, quote, to have not met long-standing publication standards. Some of the information later used in the Obama-ordered assessment over the objections of veteran CIA officers was, quote-unquote, unclear or from unknown sources. The Intelligence Committee's oversight report reveals that CIA Director Brennan overruled senior CIA officers who challenged the Obama-ordered intelligence assessment, stating, quote, we don't have direct information that Putin wanted to get Trump elected. Yet, the Obama-directed assessment was published on January 6, 2017, which explicitly stated, quote, we assess Putin and the Russian government aspired to help President-elect Trump's election chances when possible by discrediting Secretary Clinton and publicly contrasting her unfavorably to him, end of quote.
Government documents saying, yes, this did happen when they found out from 100% accurate or 100% fucking proof that there was no meddling in the election. And they still fucking pushed it. The psychological warfare directed from the president himself.
The CIA and FBI, then led by John Brennan and James Comey, expressed high confidence in this judgment, while the NSA expressed moderate confidence. Yet, as the report we released today shows, the ICA, the Intelligence Community Assessment, did not cite any report where Putin indicated helping Trump win was an objective. The opposite is true. With regards to the Steele dossier, we now know that one of the source documents that the Obama administration used in the creation of this intelligence assessment in January of 2017 was none other than the discredited, unverified Steele dossier. The House Intel report states, quote, contradicting public claims by then CIA Director Brennan that the dossier was not in any way incorporated into this intelligence assessment. The dossier was referenced in the intelligence assessment's main body text and further detailed in a 2-page assessment annex. John Brennan lied, and he denied using this dossier in this intelligence assessment that President Obama ordered because he knew it was discredited. It was a politically motivated, manufactured document. He directed senior CIA officials to use it anyway. CIA officer told the House Intelligence Committee staff as they investigated this, quote, the director of the CIA, John Brennan, refused to remove it. And when confronted with the dossier's many flaws, responded, quote, yes, but doesn't it ring true? Even the bipartisan Senate Select Committee on Intelligence.
All made up bullshit. Yeah, but doesn't it sound true to you? All made up bullshit.
Intelligence report published in 2020 criticized the FBI's handling of the Steele dossier, noting its completely unverified nature and purposeful sidestepping of intelligence community
Have a good night.
procedures in its use.
You too, Gloria.
Now, President Obama, Hillary Clinton, John Brennan, James Clapper, James Comey, and others, including their mouthpieces in the media, knowingly lied as they repeated the contrived narrative that was created in this January 2017 intelligence community assessment with high confidence as though it were fact. John Brennan, as CIA director, stated in a memo to his agency staff in December of 2016, saying, quote, "There is strong consensus among us on the scope, nature, and intent of Russian interference in our presidential election." This was reported by NBC News, confirming that Brennan, along with James Clapper and James Comey, agreed with the CIA's assessment.
I gotta do it. I'm sorry. Tony Hayes says, you know why I totally trust her? Because she doesn't dye those few strands of gray hair.
Yeah.
And then I got to looking. You know the only reason I can't trust her?
It's because of gray strands of hair?
No. She's got straight teeth. Because if you're going to fix that, like genetically, that's how you are. If you're going to fix that just because you want to feel better about yourself, because that's what it really is.
What in the Alabama cracker field are you fucking talking? Because her teeth are straight.
Look, I hate Trump because
her teeth are straight. You don't believe
it bothers me.
It bothers you that her teeth are straight.
It bothers me for anybody because if you're gonna fix that about yourself, you know, that's something genetically that is you. Yes, it is easily fixable or something like that. Like to me, that's just like it just rings fake.
What in the Kentucky bluegrass are you fucking talking? You don't believe her because her teeth are too straight.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's the only thing that throws me off from her is that her teeth are straight. And I'm just like, for some reason, I want to just be like, I know you're bullshitting me. I mean, let's not look. I get it. She's a gorgeous ass woman. Gorgeous ass woman would fix her grill. You know, she's a badass fucking military personnel. She's an incredible fucking DNI, and I guarantee you, one day, the next time she fucking runs, that bitch will be president. And I do fucking like the streak in her hair, and it rings fucking true because it reminds me of Rogue from X-Men, and she has that kind of attitude, and I fucking love it. But yeah. You see how fucked up I am with this shit? This is why I'm just like, I don't know. When you play that video with Pam Bondi that night, after Matt Gaetz had stepped down, and he's like, all right, fine, Pam Bondi. And you play that video, and I was like, no, because it was that southern fucking accent that did it for me. And it just sounded so fucking fake. Has she done another southern accent, really? Especially from that video you showed me. Track that the fuck back.
Which one?
She had a heavy Pam. When I was like, I don't know who the fuck Pam Bondi is. Who is that? And you played that video for me, and I was just like, you're like, yeah, let's go. And I was like, fuck no. You know? It was that southern fucking drawl that did it for me because it sounded so fake. I live in the South. I can spot a fake southern accent. No matter how good you are, even in actors, I can spot it. Right? I knew that was fake. She hasn't had that big of a southern fucking accent. And it's the same thing that kills me. Okay, Squareface too, but Caitlin Collins comes from Alabama. You know that, right?
What?
Caitlin Collins comes from Alabama.
Yeah, and she likes conservative men. No shit.
The Squareface pisses me off because
well, I mean, because it's got an Adam's apple attached to it. That's why.
That is fucking Dylan Mulvaney. I swear to God. Is she gonna sue us now, like Bridget McCrone is? Dude, did you hear about that?
I heard something. Which is she suing Candace Owens?
Yeah, she's suing Candace Owens because Candace Owens was calling her a man. Okay, that inherently says something about being, you know, being labeled as trans is bad.
Apparently.
And What is the defamation? What is the
What did
harm?
you lose?
Right.
What money did you lose?
It's not even about the money. Public image too? Okay, so everybody thinks you're a man. Bitch, you rule France. Who the fuck gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying?
The French are all gay anyway.
They'd just be like, hey, that's a dude. Cool, fuck. Our president's a queer.
Well,
I almost fucked that up. We're on YouTube.
3 presidents ago, between 2008 and 2012 or 16.
I mean, there's a lot of flappy things going on around there.
Did you not hear the limo driver's story about how they went to pick up crack cocaine? Yeah.
I totally forgot about that till this point.
That guy died recently, too.
Oh, he did?
Mm-hmm. Mysteriously.
That's weird.
That Russia intervened to help Trump win the presidency.
Hey.
As Obama's director of national...
Dude, apparently there's video of Obama's chef dying in that pond.
Yeah.
And they're releasing it.
Really?
Apparently.
Intelligence, James Clapper was tasked with overseeing the creation of this assessment in January of 2017 by President Obama.
I don't think his people are really supposed to swim. I don't know why he was on that jet ski.
Findings. In a 2018 interview with the Harvard Gazette, he talked about how
why you gotta say Zimbabwe's just
assessment that
can't
President
swim.
Obama
Like,
received, which included the high confidence
that's
judgment
racist.
directly ordered the hacking and election interference.
But
Clapper
South
then went on
Africans
to
can't
add,
swim.
I think the Russians, actually influenced the outcome. This is a brief summary of the details that you'll find within the House Majority Staff's report in their investigation into the Obama-directed January 2017 Intelligence Community Assessment.
Skin
that leads
suit,
us to the very
BJ.
same conclusion that we announced in the release of our documents on Friday. The implications of this are far-reaching and have to do with the integrity of our democratic republic. It has to do with an outgoing president taking action to manufacture intelligence, to undermine and usurp the will of the American people in that election, and launch what would be a years-long coup against the incoming President of the United States, Donald
Hi,
Trump.
KB.
Thank you.
KB comes in, the first thing she says is, African swim?
You want to take questions?
Hey, what up, Bruce Wayne? Where's that African swim?
Topic while the director
What up,
has
KB,
time
and how
for
you
this
doing
topic.
tonight?
She will leave. I'm happy to take questions on other matters after that. But if anyone has questions for Director Gabbard, you're welcome to ask them. We'll start with
this
our
is fucking
immediacy,
great.
as always.
We got to
Emily,
finish
go
this
ahead.
off before we go to Rumble there.
And Director Gabbard, this one is for you. Do you believe that any of this new information implicates former President Obama in criminal behavior?
Good God. Look at that nose, man. Jesus Christ. It's like a fucking ski slope.
What? It's just a fucking straight line from her hairline to her nose.
The only thing that intersects it is, absolutely fucking nothing. Not even her forehead. What
the fucking
is
guy
that?
behind her? I just.
See,
That's all
she
I can
just
say.
makes me irrationally angry. I get it. I'm just
I
gonna do
just-
it. I hate it. I can't
know,
stand it.
I'm looking at the way she's presenting herself, and I'm just disgusted by the way I think that she would argue with you if you guys were at home and like the dishes weren't done or something like that, or you didn't throw the garbage out, and she just had this whole soliloquy on how, garbage was racist. And you're just like, I'll take out the garbage. Just say, hey, you forgot the garbage. Instead of this 45-minute monologue about how Joe Biden was competent until Jake Tapper said he wasn't, all right?
Right. Let's talk about that.
I'll fucking sweep the bathroom. If that's what you want, if you shut the fuck up.
I did say this. If I was in that new media spot last night, yesterday while she was saying this shit, my first question would have been, ma'am, why do you have the biggest balls in the universe right now? Because this is fucking amazing. I guarantee you that whole fucking argument that I laid out for you guys, the difference between sedition and treason, especially in this case, is the fact that the motherfucker gave an oath. I guarantee you that's going to come out, and that's going to be hard to defend.
You're right, Tony. Hey, she looks like Jose Jalapeno on a stick.
We have referred and will continue to refer all of these documents to the Department of Justice and the FBI to investigate the criminal
Definitely
implications
not
of
Miss
this.
Alabama.
The
No.
evidence, correct. The evidence that we
This
have
backwood hillbillies
found and
inbred
that we have
retard
released,
shit.
Directly point to President Obama leading the manufacturing of this intelligence assessment. There are multiple pieces of evidence and intelligence
Bruce, so am I.
that confirm that fact.
Ed, go ahead.
Director Gabbard, thank you. So just to, two questions, but to begin on that. The president yesterday, you've inferred that the former president helped lead a coup. Based on what you now see, do you believe President Obama is guilty of treason?
I'm leaving the criminal charges to the Department of Justice. I am not an attorney, but as I've said previously, when you look
All I would have said is he gave an oath to this country, didn't he?
at the intent behind creating a fake manufactured intelligence document
But don't release that
directly
haymaker yet.
contradicts multiple assessments that were created by the intelligence community.
Kansas City.
The expressed intent and what followed afterward can only be described as a years-long coup and a treasonous conspiracy against the American people, our republic, and an attempt to undermine President Trump's administration.
The Senate Intelligence Committee spent several years looking into this and unanimously agreed in a bipartisan fashion, Secretary of State Rubio was a member of that committee, that there was no political interference. There was a years-long Justice Department investigation into this as well that also concluded no political interference. So help us, from a 50,000-foot level, explain, what do you now have?
Dude, check this out. You see this dude sitting next to him?
Mm-hmm.
Why does he look like the T-2000 from Terminator 2?
He does. Moving
Straight
like
up
one, too.
looks like him. Why is that a thing? This is creepy as fuck, man.
Clone.
Even the ear formation.
Bruce, nice.
I saw this last night and I had to point that out too. Like that's creepy.
That refutes those two conclusions.
I will encourage you, in my role as the Director of National Intelligence, my job, again, as I said when I came into this role, was to make sure that we are telling the truth to the American people and that we are ensuring that the intelligence community is not being politicized. So I'm not asking you to take my word for it. I'm asking you in the media to conduct honest journalism and the American people to see for yourself in the documents that we've released now, close to 200 pages, that point in multiple references, multiple examples, to include comments that have been made by senior intelligence professionals who are some still working within these agencies today that confirm the conclusions that we have drawn, that President Obama directed an intelligence community assessment to be created.
I can already tell she's done with the dumb
to
shit.
further this contrived false narrative.
I can see the look in her eyes. She is already done with the dumb shit. The second fucking question in. They got the new media spot to ask a real question. She's like, okay, cool. Then they got this shit. And she's just like, I'm fucking done with the world. I fucking love it.
That ultimately led to a years-long coup to try to undermine President Trump's presidency.
And it's your belief that those two previous investigations missed that or covered it up?
I'm telling you to look at the evidence.
Okay, goddamn. Do you
Look
want
at
an
the
interview?
evidence and you will know the truth.
John.
Thanks, Caroline. Thanks, Director Gabbard.
So, hold on.
Classify these documents.
So, I guarantee you'll see a headline about Rubio lying or Trump accusing Rubio of lying in Russia collusion hoax. Because he said Marco Rubio. Was it Marco? Yeah, Marco Rubio is his, whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he said Marco Rubio was in with that intelligence committee and it was bipartisan agreed that they found no evidence that Obama interfered. So I guarantee you there'll be a headline that asks if Marco Rubio is a liar. or infer some way that Marco Rubio lied because he was on that committee and he said there was nothing. Now all of a sudden there's something. It's just something to stick a wedge.
Hey, fair point though. But then again, didn't JD Vance call Trump a tyrant or some shit like that?
Yeah.
If he was on that committee, he also could have devoted, hey, no, there you should hear.
Yeah.
Who knows? We didn't see that, did we?
No.
I don't know. I don't know if we did or not. I don't know if we can actually pull the votes on that, but
If I'm not mistaken, Friday of last week.
what up,
correct?
Queen Bee?
We released them on Friday of last week, the first tranche, yes.
This isn't the first time that President Trump has been president of the United States. He was president from 2017 to 2021. Couldn't the prior DNI under President Trump have declassified these documents? And why didn't that DNI do that at that time?
I can't speak to what happened there. There
Where
were
the
several
fuck is this sound
DNIs
coming
under
from?
the first Trump administration. President Trump faced
I
many
don't hear anything.
challenges from
I'm hearing
those who were working in
like
the government who
a
sought
slip
to
and a
undermine
pop, pop, pop.
his presidency. That's been clearly
I
detailed.
heard that.
What I
heard
can
it
speak
once.
to is the fact that
Oh, so it is coming from this then.
this was one of the first
Yeah.
things that we started to investigate here within this Trump administration.
probably-
and have released the
It was
results
probably somebody's
upon the
phone that went
conclusion
off.
of our investigation.
That close to the microphone?
With what
Yeah.
intelligence agencies around the world have said about Russia, that they have tried to
The only person that could be is
influence
maybe
elections
Tulsi's
in the
phone.
United States, in France, in Germany, in the UK. Do you disagree with that? Do you believe that Russia is a bad actor as it relates to trying to influence elections?
I'll point back to the intelligence that President Trump has ordered declassified, that we have declassified and released, that the intelligence reflects Russia's motives were to try to sow discord and chaos within the U.S. election, which is a clear distinction from showing a preference for or against a specific candidate, which is what the Obama manufactured intelligence document alleges.
Thank
That
God I
Russia
don't have
preferred
Spectrum.
Donald Trump and tried to help Donald Trump get elected. Again, going back to the most important point here, with the intent to undermine the legitimacy of President Trump's election and therefore subvert the will of the American people who chose to send him to the White House.
Reagan. Thanks, Caroline. Director Gabbard, Reagan Race with the Daily Caller. You laid out that the documents revealed that the Obama administration did not publish a December 2016 presidential daily briefing that demonstrated that Russia did not steal the election. Trump was receiving these briefings at the time because he was president-elect. Are you of the view that that information was kept out of the briefing because then President-elect Donald Trump would have seen it?
I don't have any documents that speak to exactly what the new guidance was that was given as the reason for pulling that document, which, by the way, still has never been published until we released it last week, Friday.
By the way, I have to
One
say
could
you're fucking
assume that
insane.
They didn't want President Trump.
I've been trying to stare at her teeth for the last 2 minutes, and I barely saw a tooth. She doesn't.
When you see him, dude, you want to. Okay.
I've been staring at her teeth for 2 fucking minutes, and I'm like, the one picture she looks
Okay,
like
that's too small.
That's the one picture she looks like AOC in.
That is kind of mean, right?
You
There
can't
you go.
even. You can barely even see her teeth.
They're straight. I can tell they're not like, I can tell the work has been done because the outside, they're like, the gum line isn't like perfectly lined. It's
You can't
just,
even
like,
see her
versus
fucking
and
gum
kind of
line.
thing.
That's her fucking red.
Dude, do you not see the curves of that teeth?
Listen, she took care of her teeth. She was in the military, okay?
I get you. And I understand why she would do it. Which makes me kind of more like, okay, I maybe could understand this reason. You are a gorgeous ass woman. But
My
still,
teeth will
I
be
just
perfect.
see it and I'm just like, that's a lie. Are you lying to me?
I
Every
will make
time.
my teeth perfect. Like I will make you the USA perfect. She sits in the mirror and says that to herself every morning. Gonna make this country. Gonna make just like my teeth. Gonna
I'm
make this
sorry.
country great.
It just fucks with me. It does. It fucks with me every time.
Yeah, it's always the Jews, right? And I'm going to say that. It is always the Jews. It is.
No, because they don't straighten their teeth.
Document that came
I mean,
from
all
the
you have to do is just look at
intelligence
Debbie
community
Wasserman
that would
Schultz for
contradict
that.
the Russia hoax narrative that began through the Hillary Clinton campaign with the Steele dossier.
One more.
Jennifer with the dono. I look at Tulsi and all I see is my future president.
I'm telling you.
Me too.
The Republican Party is going to give you your first fucking president, and it's probably going to be her.
First female president, Tulsi Gabbard.
Do you or the White House believe that the Supreme Court
I didn't see
made the
female, but
decision
whatever.
protects Obama from prosecution?
Look, I can speak to the president's feelings on this matter. He spoke to all of you yesterday in the Oval Office, but I also spoke to him about this
Oh, yeah,
morning.
it is
By the
an
way,
airbrush
and
photo,
he wants
but
to
pause it for a
see,
sec.
all those who
What do you see right there?
What do you mean?
What is it?
Women?
For a guy who's a sexist, misogynist pig who doesn't respect women, we have two women standing at the podium right now. One is the voice of the president, and the other one is the head of DNI.
Well, to be fair, they are gorgeous ass women.
But they're smart. It's not just listen.
I agree.
Just because they're good looking doesn't always mean they're always dumb.
Did I say that? I love Tulsi.
No,
I have since I was listening to her in 2018, where I knew she wasn't playing that party bullshit.
What she went? Who was? Oh, Kamala. When she fucking nuked Kamala into non-existence until she became vice president.
Dude, I was listening to that shit live. I was listening to that, and I was like, "Fucking go!"
I mean, they have no lips between either of them.
Well, there is such thing as too much lip, but yeah.
perpetuated this fraud against our country, who betrayed our country and the Constitution, to be thoroughly investigated and held accountable. And it's been, 10 years of this. And I would just add, based on everything the director has said and declassified, all of you in this room should go through it and take a look at this report and review the intelligence, because unfortunately that hasn't happened. And many of the people who perpetuated this hoax, Clapper, Andy McCabe, James Comey, and many others, have been hired by major networks in this room to go on television and continue to spew these lies, knowing that they are lies. And if you all recall, just flashback to 2016 and the years after, the entire Trump won presidency
I just want to see that look
embroiled
from
in
Tulsi
this
again.
scandal that was perpetuated by the Democratic Party.
You can 100%
And you have major Democratic Party
undeniably
officials
tell
in this city,
that she's done
namely
with it.
Adam Schiff, Hillary Clinton, Elizabeth Warren, who went on television and told the American people Donald Trump is an asset of Russia. It was a lie. They always knew it. Hillary Clinton herself said that President Trump would be a puppet for Putin. Senator Tim Kaine at the time.
Jonah, it's
called
red
President Trump Vladimir Putin's defense lawyer.
REDBARRON
Adam
brick
Schiff
oven pizza.
stated, and one of
But he went about it the wrong way. That's our new company.
Brick oven, the Red Baron brick oven pieces.
Yeah. And then on the back it's going to say in German, but he went about it the wrong way.
It's fucking cool ass merch, because you ain't gonna understand what the fuck it means unless you watch the show.
But on the front, I want it on the front, like right here. We'll show it. I'll show it on Rumble. But right here is going to be the kind of the logo, and in the back it's going to say both in. You can either get it in German or in English. It just says, "But he went about it the wrong way."
That's so fucking wrong.
I know, but it's hilarious. And when you see the actual logo on Rumble and you spot the little Easter egg, you're going to say it's even wronger.
You know what? We're going to just go ahead. It's 8:03, 8:05. We've run a little bit over here. Ladies and gentlemen, you have the link right there. We're going to go ahead and cut this for the rest of this. We will finish this conversation up on the other side, because things are going to get a little bit testy, like testicles. But we will finish this up on the other side of Rumble. Y'all got 3 minutes. We'll see you then.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different, man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro, don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're dreaming.
There's no way that you make it. And maybe you could fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Aren't you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back?